Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now today's video is a little bit different. You'll be seeing that by the title of the video. We're going to do one of these sort of opinion videos, just like a rant for 10 minutes rather than looking at something in the future of Celtic, a game or whatever, transfers. Something I want to talk about that has been brought to prominence this morning in an article that was wrote by the National. So yeah, we're going to get into that, and I can tell it's going to be a controversial one. Before we go any further with the video, please make sure to hit that big red subscribe button below the video. We're trying to get to 31,000 subscribers before the new year, so we're almost there. We're climbing right now. We're going through it rapidly. These have been fantastic over the past few days, so if you haven't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's get on with this. I want to make one thing very, very clear, abundantly clear before we start this video. I'm making this video knowing that the comment section is going to be wild. I know there's a lot of Rangers fans who come on and watch my videos, and some enjoy the videos, some of them not so much. Some of them just come to leave some abuse in the comments and move on, which is fine by me. I've never had a problem with that. And I know that this situation is going to have a divide right down the middle between Celtic and Rangers fans. I'm making this video in the defence of a Celtic player, just like Rangers fans would have defended their player over the years. You know what player I'm talking about, that has had maybe somewhat of a kind of agenda in the media. It's natural. You defend your players, and that's exactly what I'm here to do right now. I'm not coming out to be an apologist. I'm not coming out here to be someone making excuses or anything. I'm just coming out to defend Celtic's player and give a reaction and a perfectly reasonable opinion to everything that's been going on in the media and social media over the past few months in regards to, as you've seen in the title, Kyogo Furuhashi. I just wanted to say that because I know for a fact people are going to be in the comments giving it, you know, comparisons to different players in the past and all these different stories. And I'm not here to try and lay down any specific narrative. I'm here to react. I'm here to give an opinion, and that's all. And you might not agree with my opinion. That's fair. If you don't, you don't. Let it be known. But just before you start, you know, shouting your head off in the comments, I thought that I'd make that point clear. So I woke up this morning and I seen that the Scottish National had published an article this morning which was targeted in the direction of Celtic striker Kyogo Furuhashi. Now, the title of that article, just to read it out, is Celtic star Kyogo should face SFA action if he continues to, in quotations, cheat, says ex-referee. The article has now been deleted. The post on Twitter has been removed as well after severe backlash from Celtic fans, and quite rightly so. There has been this narrative pushed. There's nothing new. Over the past few months, Kyogo Furuhashi is nothing but a cheater in the Scottish Premiership. He's done nothing but cheat since he came to the league. He's done nothing but dive, and he's off the rails, basically. That has been the narrative that has been pushed for the last few weeks and months, especially over the past couple of weeks after the offside goal incident, the John Suter incident. And it's something that has been really taken off as something that seems so much more real than it is on social media. The incident with John Suter a few weeks ago, I want to talk about in specific. That's been one that's been debated heavily. Well, I say debated. I don't think there's a reason for debate, in all honesty. You see the images, okay, and it looks as though he goes down light in the penalty area after John Suter and him have a little scuffle in the box. And yeah, on original watching, you might be thinking to yourself, right, he's a wee bit light there. You know, he should maybe rein it in a little bit. But no. You look at the images preceding that, and if you've not seen it already, the photographs, John Suter has left a visible mark, a visible bruise on the body of Kyogo Furuhashi after what I presume is him pinching his body. Now, these are situations in football which players go down in. Any player goes down in, because you need to try and let the referee make a decision. Now, I'm not even going to say that I wanted the penalty in that scenario or anything like that. But what I am saying is there is, you know, a mark of, I don't want to use the word assault because he's no levered him or anything like that. But there has been something that's going on there that's left a visible mark on the body of Kyogo Furuhashi. But yet, social media and particularly Rangers fans who have been creating a sort of witch hunt towards Furuhashi and his antics over the past few weeks have made it out as if he's went down for absolutely no reason at all, and have made it out that it is a plain and obvious dive. It's not a plain and obvious dive. There is physical contact there between him and the mark is there to prove it. It's not like he's had that mark for weeks and he's trying to play it off as if it's something new. No, that's something that John Suter has done. But yet there was this sort of outlash towards it, this backlash that suggested that Kyogo Furuhashi was at it, when he was clearly not at it. These are the things that players are trying to get away with against the likes of Furuhashi, and he's got to go to the ground to try and make it visible that something has happened. Otherwise, players are going to get away with it left, right and centre. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm ignorant to the situations that have came about in other games. There has been a couple of times Furuhashi's went down light. Okay, it happens in football. We see it all the time. We see it with Cristiano Ronaldo. We see it with Lionel Messi. We see it with the top players, never mind players in the bloody Scottish Premiership. Now, the problem is that every time Furuhashi has, and the very few times that he has done it, it's been blown out of proportion. It's been blown into this sort of situation where it's almost war crime like. But that it's started to build and build, and there's some certain accounts on Twitter that are tweeting 70 times a day about the guy. He can't catch a break. There has been a targeted witch hunt towards the player over situations that in reality are not that bad. We see players diving across all 4 of Scotland's top flights week in, week out. We've seen worse against Celtic. We've seen worse for Celtic. We've seen worse everywhere than some of the situations. Kyogo goes down because a player that can maybe get something out of it. Okay, I can understand frustration about that, but some of the reaction is unbelievable. At this point, it's got out of hand. Just another wee point I want to add in, Kyogo Furuhashi, funnily enough, has never actually been booked for diving. Just a fun fact for you. I seen a quote this morning, and I think that I would agree with it. At this point, it has become a sort of character assassination of Kyogo Furuhashi. I know that Rangers fans will be in the comments giving it biggins about how he has brought this on himself and how it is deserved and how he is a cheater. I have watched Kyogo Furuhashi now for the last 5-6 months almost. I've watched him for countless minutes of football, and he's anything from it. The thing is, it's been blown into proportion where they want this narrative to be created that he is a cheater. He's a very good player, and I think there is an aspect of jealousy surrounding it, and I think you would be daft to deny there is. The way that I look at it is the way I've looked at the whole Alfredo Morelos situation for the last few years. Yes, he'll do things, he'll rile up the opposition support, and he'll get decisions going his way. To be honest, I didn't mind it it's only now after this article that it started bothering me when I seen all the videos from, and it's not every Rangers fan, because I believe that most Rangers fans don't really care. I believe most Rangers fans would rather watch their own team and get on with it and support their own strikers rather than sit and watch 90 minutes of a Celtic game to pick out when Kyogo Furahashi's on the ground. But it's only now after this article that it's annoyed me, because it was all well and good saying, it's rent-free and he's rattled them and all this. It was all a good laugh, but it's getting beyond ridiculous now. It's genuinely becoming an agenda against the fella, and I feel bad for him because he's sitting there none the wiser and he's seeing this, and people, once again, might try and claim he's bringing it on himself, but he's not. He's not at all. It is all coming back to that age-old sort of point-scoring debate, isn't it? And it's annoying though, because a lot of people have brought up the comparison to say Callum Butcher's tackle for the weekend, and for as much as I believe the mainstream have covered the Butcher tackle a fair amount of times, and it has been brought up, still, compared to Kyogo's offside goal, a marginally offside goal, this potentially leg-breaking tackle has been covered nowhere near the same amount. And when are we going to start seeing highlight packages and compilations of players going through their bad tackle history or other dodgy situations? It seems like Kyogo's became subject to this alone over the past few months, whereas there's players around the league getting away with far more. But to wrap it up, and I think the point that annoys me the most now as I sit and make this video and I sit and look at it today, alongside everything, is the club's silence towards it. The club have said absolutely nothing in response to it. We've had no sort of reaction or sort of answer back. And it's frustrating because they're sitting back and they're allowing this, and they've allowed it to boil for the last few weeks and months. They've allowed it to build to this sort of nice boiling point now where this article's came out and there has been a backlash of supporters trying to defend their player, and the club's done nothing to defend their player. The club has had nothing issued and nothing said, when simply they have to come out with a statement and respond to this. Those sort of articles, being targeted towards a Celtic player unjustifiably, are having no reaction from the club. It's simply not good enough. It's cowardly to an extent, and it's not the only situation that the board and the club have been cowardly on. We're still awaiting an answer on the whole Bernard Higgins situation. There's been situations over the past year they've refused to answer to. There was stuff at the AGM they refused to answer to. And you can maybe throw this in now as another one of these situations where the club are being sort of cowardly and not answering up to something when they should be coming out and backing and supporting their player. But will they? I don't know. I don't know if this article might encourage some sort of reaction from them over the next 24 hours. But I really don't expect it, because I expect them to sit there in silence and just go with it. It's a crazy situation. It's something that's blown up over the past kind of few hours this morning. But I really don't understand a lot of it. I feel like it has gotten way out of hand. I feel like people are just now going to the next level with it. And this is a video that I simply didn't want to make, and I don't want to have to sit down and make, because I don't want to seem like a greeting-faced bastard that's on to complain and, oh, I want to talk about the football. You know what I mean? And I know I have moaned about a lot of things over the past 18 months, but you know, that's in regards to the club's performance and the performances on the park. I've been mostly moaning. This is something that I shouldn't have to moan about. It's something I don't want to moan about, because I don't want to be involved in the whole point scoring debate. But I just feel like this incident has been blown too far. I really do, and it's something that has to be addressed by the club, I think. Anyway, that's it. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed. I know this one's going to spark a bit of a debate in the comments section, but oh well. Like and subscribe. See you all next time.